welcome to the Voltage. I'm Estilla, and this is
Jake, and we are here every week. Nice cut. Bad introduction on my half.
well. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna do a podcast, and just gonna talk about stuff, robotics, technology, and all the other fun stuff there.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing over the past week, just in terms of robots in the future, has been Boston Dynamics Spot Mini.
They've been doing loads of robots the last couple of years. They have huge. They mostly a military company, so they started out with these huge dog-looking robots that follow soldiers, so they don't have to control it. And now they're going to offices, companies, homes, so they're trying to get normal everyday people just like us with the robot called Spot Mini, small dog-looking robot.
Yeah.
That is doing us
The
as well.
child, or what is it? Big Dog. The original one was called.
Spot. I think it was Spot.
The
Big-
full size.
Big Dog was the big one, the very, very big one.
Yeah.
Then there was Spot that was one smaller. It was
Yeah.
like a bear, not bear sized, but like a smaller version. And then Spot is the very, very small and neat, nice
Yeah.
looking one. All the other ones really bit chunky. You can see all the wiring in there, but
Whereas this one, they finally put a shell around it, and
Yeah.
it looks modern, futuristic.
and a nice yellow color as well. So
Yeah. So you're not gonna not see it as it comes charging towards you and taking your legs out. Yeah.
it's really cute robot. And what I'm surprised is how smooth it moves.
Oh yeah.
Like compared to all the other robots, it was really hard to move them. It was, I think, like a circular hand on the bottom of their legs.
Yeah.
Circular hand on the bottom of their legs. That didn't make any sense, but fine.
Imagine that it's walking on tennis balls,
Yes.
jumping and bopping about.
Yes. This one is a similar one, but it moves so smoothly that you don't see the bouncing when it moves.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
And don't worry, we won't go into the reason why all the brushless motors and the control of that. Instead, we'll just keep with magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a robot dog, and it looks very natural. So
and what's interesting in this is they published 2 videos, or 3 of them. One of them one of them had a hand, like a clapper, a small hand on the top of it.
yep,
it
with
opened
googly
doors.
eyes.
Yes, and it opened doors and helped the other robot. And the second video was one where they tried to test how durable the actual robot is, and they were pushing it, kicking it, trying to put the door back on it, and it was just heartbreaking to watch for a lot of people.
Yes, and I have a fun story about that.
Yeah.
So during previous event, a school came in and I was giving a talk about robotics to them, showing them, and one of the things that I showed them was the Spot Mini. I showed them it opening the door from everyone. Oh, it's so sweet, look at it, it's helping its friends out. And then I showed them testing robustness
Oh no.
with the guy with the hockey stick beating down the robot.
By the way, it was the same guy who did it to Atlas, the humanoid robot,
Yeah.
and people were already freaked out by that as well.
Yeah, but I've never seen a reaction like it. As soon as he came out with his stick and started pushing back the dog, no!
They are
Every-
kids.
But it's emphasising it's only a little robot, and people already feel for it.
But that's a very good example that even kids freak out. They have a bigger reaction, but adult people had the same reaction to it. They were freaking out that
We're just
it's
good
a
at
dog.
bottling it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you don't hurt the dog, and because it's so similar looking to a dog, or at least similar looking to a human, it freaks people out that they're hurting these creatures, which are not even alive. They are robots.
Yeah.
They're mechanical things, but
And they can't feel pain. There's no
yes.
hurting going on.
And it's necessary. You need to know the limits of your robot, especially if it's a military robot, or you plan to bring it to an office or a family with a child who's gonna kick it and push it and hit it with hockey sticks.
And
It's
you
important.
don't want it to drop your tea.
Yes. So it's important things, but when they published a video, people just lost everything. They were really angry. They said that this guy's gonna be the first one who's gonna die when robots has consciousness. He's gonna be the first person.
I think at this point he's going to be the only person alive because he's standing up to it. If all it takes to stand up against Atlas and Spot Mini is a hockey stick,
Well, they were controlled, so you can argue that they were controlled. They had their program to stop them from hurting the other people around them. But if they're conscious, nothing's stopping them. So
So in the future, when he goes with the hockey stick just to knock the box out of
Yes,
his
he's gonna
arms,
just punch back.
instead Atlas just, I was holding that. Come here.
No, it's really interesting because people really feel for robots in different kind of ways. And back then they sent back Curiosity to Mars, and there was this whole project that NASA scientists made him sing Happy Birthday
Yeah.
on small rocks, making I think different frequencies, just saying Happy Birthday. People were so sad, and they said that it needs a body. We need to bring him back. We need to bring the friends up there. And people were so emotional by a creature that doesn't have any emotions.
Yeah. That's just human projection of your own feelings. Putting it onto animals, putting it onto objects.
But they're not even animals. They're not even living
No, but
creatures.
people do it to objects as well. You grow accustomed to a teddy bear, or a blanket, or a little toy that you once had.
Yeah, but
You see
different-
faces in bathtubs and sinks, and
I think the brain is hardwired to see face in different stuff.
Yeah.
If you have a bowl of pasta, your face is hardwired to see a face in there. It's looking for faces.
in a roll.
A bowl of pasta.
I can't think I've ever
Or
seen a
I
face
just
inside a
want
bowl
to
of
say
pasta.
something random. So
Yeah.
our brain is looking for faces in everything.
Yeah.
So that's why we have all the smiley faces, or you know those potato chips and that had a Jesus face in it.
Or the toast.
Yes.
It's always in toast. The second coming.
I always see it in potatoes and chips.
Yeah.
Like,
I see it in toast more. There's toast with Jesus, toast with the Queen.
okay, so people place everywhere. Michael Jackson's gonna be next on, if you like. He's
Problem
coming back.
is, with the toast, is that going to cook the other way? It'll go from black to white.
No. No.
Swift segue moving on from the Jackson toast.
My God. Why? Why did we start this?
Jump cut. So, if the video has just jump cut, that's because you didn't want to hear, or we determined that you didn't want to hear that last segment. So,
Yes, we might cut something out, but if it's in here, enjoy the horrible joke that we just made.
so Spot Mini. Started saying about it. Cool robot dog.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It just people care about animals, which is a good point actually, because scientists actually use this, that people care about objects. In a lot of care homes, they're using robot animals in Japan
Yep.
to make elderly people feel more welcome. more
And
lovely.
here,
Yes.
we're starting the studies here as well, and that's part of what my company is actually going on to and doing, introducing robot animals into care homes to act as a companion.
With most people, they care about animals, but people who cannot look after animals, it's a good, like, I don't know what's the
Mid-step.
word. Yeah, it's a midway. Like, you don't have to look after it, but it looks after you. It might be the slogan.
Yep. I mean, some of the comments from it were, well, from the people whilst actually testing it. It's a case of, with a real animal, there's a slight fear that after so long, it's going to die, which is a
Yes.
very bleak, sad thing. Whereas with a robot, it's not going to. It's just going to be the same every day, if not get cuter.
It might be a case the battery dies, but then you can charge it.
Yeah.
But that might, people argue that this make it fake, feeling fake because
Yeah.
it's fake. But for any person, it's really nice to have something cuddly that you can just hug.
And it's the same for, well, children as well.
Yeah.
Small toys, you find them cuddly, cozy, and you find comfort in
I
that.
even had animals like this. I think I had a robot cat
Yeah.
that was acting like a cat, just making noises and moving its head, and all the stuffed animals.
There was, that just made me think. Saw the other day in a well-known shop, little stuffed toy meant for babies. And when it hears a noise, it repeats the noise and its head bobbles.
Oh yes, I've seen videos of kids freaking out.
Yeah. Well, in the shop. It was during the lunchtime, so I had a bit of time, and I put 8 of them in a row.
Oh no.
So, yeah, you make one noise at one end, first one repeats it in a slightly higher pitch and bobbles along, and the second one repeats that in an even higher pitch, and then it just
It just
goes,
goes all the way.
yeah, and then it comes back. and it goes horrible.
I've seen babies laughing at it, and it just made the noise back, and they started crying, and then the actual animal toy
Then
started
cried.
crying, and then the kids started crying harder, so the toy started.
It's an endless cycle
Yes.
of sadness and no smiles.
Well, robots can bring joy to someone who's watching the video, and horrible experiences to the kids who's playing there.
That's not exactly pinning it in the best of lights. Robots, they can make you excessively happy and excessively sad, never in between.
But that's the truth. People either really depressed about thinking about robots, that they're gonna occupy the world, they're gonna just kill all of us, or
Yeah, they're really happy that they're gonna kill all of us.
or it's gonna help other people, it's gonna help children, it's gonna make our life easier. It's already made our life easier, so there's two
Yeah.
sides to everything. And it can be a huge argument like this, or it can be, is it good to give your child a toy that's gonna make the same noise as him? Is it gonna scare him, or it's gonna make him laugh? Same argument, just because girls.
I would say at this point, bringing on physical robots that move, that do intelligent things, is definitely a better way to go than what the current state of things. A lot of kids, babies, when brought up, rather than having practical skills, writing and all of that, instead now they're given tablets, phones, and that to write on.
But you can argue
Which-
that this is where the world's going, so they have to move with it.
It's where the world's going, but it's also taking away quite a lot of fundamental, just practical ability. I won't name any, but kids, and there are plenty of videos online of them, where they're handed a picture on a piece of paper and they try and zoom in. That's not how technology works, that's not how paper works.
But if I think about my childhood, when I started growing up, I always went to the library. I had no internet to access
Yeah.
Wikipedia, all the knowledge. So I had to go to the library, had to find a book, had to use all these. But now I just Google.
Oh yeah.
But that's how I got into it.
I'm not saying we should take it away, it's more kind of like an age limit. Because up to a certain point,
They still learn how to write. They still learn how to. I'm just being the devil's advocate. Like,
yeah.
I completely agree that it has to be monitoring. It has to be like in monitoring. Yeah, same word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game to play with kids, but it can help a lot of people. Like people with learning disabilities is a huge help.
Yeah.
If you look at Hanson's Robotics Robot Zeno, it's
Mhm.
like a small kid-looking toy. It's like a cartoon character. He helps autistic children who doesn't really connect well with actual human teachers or human kids around them to learn, and it gives them a safe spot to learn and just like help them.
Yeah.
So it's amazing what you can do with robotics. Because
I think it's come into presentation, because if you've then got a humanoid thing that can still tell you everything that you could get from a phone or a tablet, you've then still got an interaction.
yeah.
You're still developing those abilities, and
But with that, it's a
skills.
robot. You take out the human interaction part that scares that specific person if somebody has a problem with it. So it's still interacting with someone,
yeah,
but it's not scary for them. And it slowly learns how to interact with the robot. And because it's looking like a human, if he learns or she learns how to interact with humans, so it slowly moves on to actually using this knowledge in real life. So I think this is amazing. Yeah, I'm really interested in these things. I want to do these things.
the future, it's here.
I want to work with kids because they're such an interesting group. You see the age group where they go from I'm interested in everything
Yeah.
to I don't care about it, everything.
Until suddenly, I'm too cool for that.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to focus
Yeah,
on
you
it.
have these phrases that I'm interested in everything, I want to know everything.
Yeah.
Then for a couple of years when they get into like puberty and teenage years, I don't care about anything on the world.
I think it's more than a couple of years.
Yes.
Um,
But then there's going to be one specific thing they actually care about, and they're going to go to college, they're going to go to university, and that's going to be what they're going to do, or just change a couple of times.
I wonder what that might have been for you, considering where we may well be now.
Yeah, we talked about this before, but I was really interested in astronomy. I wanted to be, the first thing I wanted to be is like a space geologist, an astrobiologist, sorry. So like work with SETI and look for aliens and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
But in one of my projects back in my high school, I went to university and talked to a university lecturer who literally told me that don't do it. You cannot make it because you're a girl. And when you're 14-year-old, you believe this. And so I changed back to psychology, which was really useful, and business. It was really, really useful still to this day. But I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I was really good at it, but I couldn't be bothered to.
That's not
do
where your
anything.
passion lies.
Yeah.
So
Like,
finally,
is the argument of having the talent to do psychology and business, or do I just go into robotics that I'm really, really interested in, but might not have the skill set, or I have to learn more to get to that skill set. But I just dropped psychology and everything, so I just went into robotics.
Yeah.
So I'm here now.
yeah, you made the right choice.
Yeah. So I'm studying robotics here in Plymouth University now.
And
which is-
robotics, space, they kind of go hand in
Yes.
hand.
Yes.
Even, well, a recent story, an amateur astronomist set up his brand new telescope and left it recording for a couple of hours.
Oh, I
as
think I
his
heard
first
about
test.
it. Yes.
And he has now been the first person to ever capture a supernova from
a
nothing.
born of supernova. Yes.
Yeah, the start of one. First in.
Which is
Which
so
is-
amazing.
Have you seen the little animated
No,
gif of
I
it?
didn't.
It's really not as exciting as it sounds. It's a black screen and then a white dot and a slightly larger white dot and a slightly larger white dot, and then it just stays there.
But still,
But
if he's the first person to do that,
those little white dots appearing and how it affects all the other white dots on that same image, I know I'm describing it in a really exciting way here, also goes a huge way to actually proving the explosion ripple coming
Oh.
from the supernova.
it's like that small thing that he just left his camera out is actually proving an ongoing theory.
Yeah.
That's so
That
awesome.
supernova send out massive shockwaves in space that disrupt all the stars in the local galaxy.
It just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
That a normal person, you just do something and it affects everything that
Yeah.
happens around you.
And this wasn't a professional, this wasn't done on a multi-million-pound telescope. It was literally, he just set up his telescope that he got, set it recording the same point in the night sky, and he pointed it that way because there was a little galaxy there, which looks good on pictures.
I want to take cool pictures of space.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally discovered a supernova.
Supernova being born, sending out shockwaves, and yeah.
Yeah, that's why I tell the kids when I went out to schools to talk to mostly young girls. I was telling them you can do everything if you want to. If you're interested in, just do it. Don't care about it. You
Yeah.
might have some cool pictures of it, but
Yeah.
just do it. It's not gonna be bad. And this is a really good example to tell them.
Yeah, because even if it's just a hobby, you don't know how far or how successful or how big an impact you'll make with
If
it.
you're interested, just do it. I think
Yeah.
that's the basic point. If you're interested, why would you even stop? I'm not the best person to say this because I did stop for a couple of years and somebody told me to stop.
Yeah.
But
But that
I
means
came
you've
back.
had the experience of it and you have
Yes.
now come back and
Yes.
you've realised, do just follow what you want to do. And
I try to tell this to kids I meet that I had this experience and I regret it. I didn't regret that 2 years, but I felt that I could do so much more if I would just follow my dreams of doing robotics and astronomy. But still, here I am.
Yeah.
And I can talk about it, so that's awesome.
follow your dreams, people. You don't know where they'll take you.
So we.
Oh yes, we are the. This is the deep cast. We're so meaningful.
Talking about Michael Jackson and toast.
Michael Jackson toast and a robot dog that gets hit with a stick.
That actually brings up good questions. So I can understand that part. But
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, I brought up Michael Jackson, so that's my fault. Either way,
Joker.
nah.
No. Okay.
Now everything we make is gonna be in this podcast because it's funny.
Yeah. You're along for the journey.
Now, if you're listening, and if you're still listening to this after this whole just train wreck of conversation, then good job.
And if you're watching this, hopefully you're enjoying the slow print going on behind us.
Yeah, hopefully it's not gonna be too noisy.
Yeah. That's actually quite an interesting print
What is it gonna be?
because the entire shape and object is a single line.
Yeah, I've seen that. I tried to figure it out when I was looking at it. I was trying to figure out if it's 2 or 3 small pieces or just one together, but
One continuous line in a fractal pattern. So as it goes up, it goes to 1.
yeah.
So yeah.
What is it for?
It's literally just for display in the maths department. So they submitted it, I stuck it on. Why not?
Very important stuff.
Yeah. Changing the world.
That's my first university. You just come here. Can I print this? This looks cool.
I want to make something cool. Go for it.
Yeah. That's how university works basically.
Yeah.
Just like, have a cool idea. Let's make it. There you go.
You show it, people think it's cool. Hey, make more cool things.
Yes. And you just put it on a shelf. Like everything here that we have.
And eventually it comes off that shelf and gets turned into something else.
Does it? Or does it just get into the trash?
No. Everything gets reused now.
How?
So we had little robots that were used as part of outreach. So for school kids that came in, those old ones have now been torn apart. The innards have been put into new robots, upgraded ones, more features, more robust.
Okay, like with servos I understand and robot parts, but like 3D printed cool stuff.
Printed stuff is more difficult.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was in my head. That if I code something really awesome, really cool,
Mm.
but then it just sits on a shelf for 2 years and I don't do anything with it.
If it's a
Give
printed
it to
bit,
kids.
then yeah, just give it out. Here's a cool thing.
I think it's good to give it to kids because they're so fascinated by 3D printing.
I think everyone's still fascinated by 3D printing because it's very cool.
Am I the only one who's not that fascinated at this point?
No, I've been doing it for years and I've kind of grown
Like when it came out,
bored
it
of
was amazing. I remember when in my high school, we got our first 3D printer. It was, I think our lecturers put it together, so it was really wonky. It wasn't working properly. We had to just change every part every week. But it was so fascinating and so interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to 3D design at that point, but just wanted to do stuff.
Yeah, I think it's gotten to the point now where printers like these are just so commonplace,
Yeah,
either in
it's
schools,
normal.
offices, that, yeah, you can print out. Resolution-wise, they're not the finest, but
What's the new coolest thing in this part? I
in
see,
terms of printing,
like, not printing, but 3D printers was a huge thing. Laser cutting was a huge thing.
yeah.
So what's the next?
I'd say it's still it's the next evolution of 3D printing.
I saw
Where
the
instead
one
of-
where you just get it out of the water, or not water, but
Yeah,
like filament soup.
clip process laser printing, where you've got a laser projector shining into a vat of resin and a bed that just raises out in your parts and
Yeah, I think that's what I'm
attached to
thinking of.
Yeah.
For me, just filament soup.
filament suit. I like that. Yeah.
It just looks like melted filament, so and you just get it out of it. So.
Yep. And in terms of price, that's plummeted. So now you can get a resin printer for about 400 quid.
How much is a 3D printer?
One of these around about 120. And that blue one, if you can see it, is 90 quid.
I thought that it's way more expensive.
Oh no.
Why
Yeah.
don't I have one? No.
Well, this is going to have to change.
Yeah, next podcast I'm gonna bring my 3D printer in. We're just gonna just put it together here in the podcast and do cool stuff.
3D print wars.
I thought that
Just
it's
make it-
around 300 for a 3D printer.
You
Even with the more expensive ones.
The £300 for a 3D printer would normally get you, similar to the MakerBot ones, one where the print bed just moves vertically down.
Hmm.
For £200 you can get a full aluminium Delta one, where only the head moves and the print bed remains stationary.
Yeah, I would
Or-
just think one of these.
One of these around about £100 mark. They just stick together and it works.
Okay. There's no ad in this podcast, by the way.
No, we're not going to suggest brands or anything like that.
It's not sponsored.
No.
Yeah.
But if people would like to send us some 3D printers, then I'm sure we could
Yeah.
test them.
We can print some cool stuff.
Yeah.
We can try and print one of my horrible creations or try to model for one of my models.
We can make it the model of the week.
Yeah, but those are still design every week and just make
Yeah.
a horrible design every week. Or during the podcast we can just start printing it
Yeah.
if it's not too loud. But
And then by the end of it,
like,
if
and the
it's a
printing
small
of the
thing,
week. There you go.
that's a new way to gauge the podcast, the length of it.
Well,
We'll keep talking until the print's finished.
God, I cannot design that much so. Like I was using SolidWorks and that was not working for me. And now I'm using Fusion, which
Yeah.
is way simpler. But I still have problems with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I don't know what design first of all.
Yeah.
Like I had problems like, okay, what I'm gonna practice on. So I
Yeah.
tried to make a flower pot.
Yeah. And you still got lost.
I just ended up, I wanted to make like a circular one with geometric shapes like edges.
Yeah.
But then I ended up with a small orb kind of thing and a floating square somewhere.
Okay.
And I couldn't get rid of it no matter how I tried. So my 3D modeling skills are not there yet.
Practice.
I am. We're gonna see how my robot arm goes in this
Yeah.
model. Because we have to build a robot arm just for fun. Use it.
Well, there is some practical side of it, but it is
Yeah,
mostly
but-
fun.
You can keep the robot arm if you buy your own servos. So.
Mm.
And also it's 3D printed, so you can just redesign parts if you have new servos that you just
Yeah.
buy
And
yourself.
just make it bigger, better.
It's or we're gonna like or robot arm called BFA.
I know what it stands for.
No,
already.
it's big friendly arm.
How friendly.
Yeah.
Friendly.
It's
Yeah.
friendly. And that's the official name. And we have, you know how all the space project had like a patch
Yeah.
on this spacesuit? We designed a patch for it. We're gonna try and make stickers. And it has the big friendly giant's arm holding
Yeah.
the logo of BFA. And then the other one is big friendly giant's face with
Yeah.
a moon at the back and a small red Tesla car.
Going past it.
Yes.
I saw someone walking around with a T-shirt that was the NASA logo, but it had to Mars with the Tesla Roadster flying off.
I really want it. I want a t-shirt like that. I love space t-shirt, but
Yeah.
it's just expensive.
I think I normally, at most, £8 on a T-shirt.
Nah, the one I saw one with Starman on it,
Yeah.
the big red car, and it was 26, I think.
Where have you been looking?
I don't know, Instagram.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I really want. I love this stuff,
Yeah.
but you have to look professional. You can just go to a job interview wearing a NASA t-shirt.
Don't see why not. It shows you've got the interest. You just put a jacket
Yeah,
on
but
over
do you
the
go
top.
to a company wearing a different company's logo on your shirt?
Hmm.
How does it come across?
No,
As
instead
an,
you.
as an employer, how would you...
Be honest, doesn't. Not too well.
Exactly. So that's why I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, yeah.
You have to be professional, which I don't understand because I'm not. If they accept me, I'm never gonna be that professional ever again.
Nah, that's. What if you're going into robotics as well?
Yeah,
Okay, it's a very professional, advanced, very technical industry.
like
You've got to have some fun with it.
with the knowledge, yes, but you know how you have to dress up in a job interview. I'm never gonna be that fancy ever again if I get the job.
Not even on a Wednesday.
Sorry,
Not even on a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Why?
Waistcoat Wednesdays.
No.
Yeah.
No. Nah,
That was
I'm
it.
just gonna be in my pajamas, just some body flippers on or onesie.
Oh no.
So anybody who wants
If-
to accept me or give me a job, there you go. So they just turned into give us sponsorship, give us jobs.
I'm fairly sure anyone that turns up, I've just got the thought of someone turning up to like CNC milling company in a onesie with a tail. Okay, right, here's the lathe. Can you show us what you can do? You go up near it and your tail gets caught in the lathe and it's just, no.
Yes, health and safety.
Yeah,
So maybe ones without a tail. Like have a nice hoodie.
big floppy ears then.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
sidetracked.
Yeah, all conversation went completely away.
Yeah. So,
Anything else you want to say about Spot Mini? Because that's where our conversation started.
oh yes, Spot Mini. I've not said too much about Spot Mini. In
It's
a,
a cool robot.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks cool.
Well, you
And
cannot really say anything else about it.
I
It's,
want one.
yes.
Can say that.
Yes, I want loads of robots.
Yeah.
The one I want since I was a child is a Aibo, like a small dog robot.
Yeah.
I really, really want one. And I want the old type. That's really hard to get.
That's slightly janky and
Yes.
slow.
Because that's what I was used to when I was a kid, and I really, really
Yeah.
wanted one. And back in Hungary, McDonald's, you can get some, like
Yeah.
a really, really small, cheap version of them.
Was that in like Happy Meal?
Yes.
I think I remember having one of those. I'd completely forgotten it.
And then I think I remember seeing actual commercials for the actual Amiibos in newspapers.
And then you wanted the full set.
And I wanted it. And now it's just slowly dying. But they bring the new ones, which is awesome. But still, I want the old one.
Someday.
Yeah.
Search eBay. It'll
probably-
be a classic.
It's not gonna happen because they stopped making them a long time ago. Because there was no parts. People bought other people's Amiibos.
Just to repair
And there
their
is
own
one really big repairer in Japan, I think, who takes them apart, use the other robots parts to make the other one better. So there was less and less on the market. So it was more and more expensive.
I think I know what you need to make now.
Robot dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, next one, after the big friendly arm,
Yes.
the little robot Abo.
Yeah. Okay.
Call it V Abo. Vintage Abo.
So it just looks really, really old.
Yes.
So that
Just hand carved out of wood, chiseled away.
making it from wood would be
Even more character then. And you can tell how old it is.
Do I have
You
time
just
for
count
this?
the rings.
Do I have time for this? I'm a
Main
full-time
project?
university student.
Yeah. And as a university student, you have projects.
Don't have time for this. I have to make a robot arm, I have to make a medical application robot arm with electrodes, and I have to make an inverse pendulum.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
It's good.
Yeah, it's actually fun. It sounds a lot of stuff, and it seems like I'm suffering and dying inside, but I actually enjoying it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that you just kind of can never really admit. As soon as you say you're enjoying it, suddenly no one thinks it's real work anymore.
Yeah, but when I talk to people, I always complain at how much work it is, because it's a loads of work. You have to put in loads of time, and it's exhausting. But the result when you get a fully working robot arm, or something that's working and not colorblind, like one of my robots was back then last year. it had to recognize two columns or two colors, blue and red, and it had just no idea. It took me weeks to figure out what's the problem, and I still don't know. I just programmed the code to work with his imperfection. So I just built my code around its disability. Okay, it's a lot of work, but it's actually really fun when it's working.
See, even if it's got a disability, you don't want to ignore it and put it away. Even with robots, they're
No,
still good.
you cannot give it away. Like, if you started it, you have to go through the end. Because if you just put it aside, you feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Because you worked so hard on it. And yeah, there's this problem, but I want to solve this. I want to get over this problem. Even if it takes months. Or if you put it away, you're gonna come back. Like that.
And
This happened in the last episode as well. Just say, you didn't see that episode. But this happened in last time as well.
oh well.
And I thought it's gonna be me who's gonna have these problems.
Hi, I make issues. I don't solve those problems. I just make more of them.
Okay, let's play the game next time. But this is gonna happen. Less than like a betting game.
Eventually, we're gonna have a bingo card. There's gonna be enough strange happenings.
No. I feel like that was the perfect way to end this episode.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Sky, for telling us that we should finish this.
I've been Jake,
Yeah, I'm Eshtila.
and we'll see you next time. Or at least you'll hear from us.